God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Well, good morning to each and every one of you all again. We did a sunrise vlog from here this morning. It's the 10th of December. Not sure when this one will go up, but I want to carry you through. Well, first of all, I want to bring you up at this elevation to let you see how high up we are. A lot of people don't get to go here because this is the grounds of a private home that was lived in up to a few years ago, but I believe everyone has moved out now. But this is this home here, and I knew this very well because this was some family friends, the Browns and Fraser family, with Sherry, Alex, and KB as well, and her mum, of course, who I knew as well. She's passed on, of course. I believe Sherry has as well. But anyhow, we just want to bring that to you, and they're in my memory right now, so I want to make sure that I pay respects to them. Of course, we're right at the back entrance of where the crane is. That is the crane's last facility up there. So we are on the point by where the rock had dropped off, which she's showing you before the cliff, just beyond that house there. But we want to start our vlog from right here and let you walk with us as we normally do. Remember, this is going to be going into our category of the hidden beaches and treasures of Barbados, which is Jeanette's brainchild. It's about going to places where other people generally cannot go to get to see, and also about going to areas where the signal doesn't really allow us to do so. Our reason for coming up here and starting from here, one, to let you see the elevation, the beauty of this entire beach from beginning to end. Two, is so that we can take you for a walk over what we did this morning, but not be worried about signal and stuff, so we can go all over the place and show you stuff that we talked about, and also to show you the other method of getting here down onto this beach besides driving on that rough road. And also to show you the steps that you can come down if you want. Now, over in the distance there, direct center of the camera, you will see a grass pasture. That's where you can drive out to and park your vehicle on top there and watch a sunrise from there, or whatever you want to watch from there, but have some peace and serenity from the cliff. We mentioned to you about the homes in the end that you could walk right out to them. In front of them, actually, from Ocean City side, you can walk right along that cliff itself and do some pictures and some videos from up there, tease your friends and family. Just remember, there's some dogs, big dogs in the property up there, so when they start to run at you, do not run and go over the cliff. Just take your time. They can't get to you. They're going to make you believe they can, but they can't. But you don't want to drop off that cliff. That is one of the highest cliffs in the island to sea level. That's out by Ocean City. Very, 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 very high. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fowl bay. F-O-U-L, not F-O-W-L. All the chickens that we had seen there in the past used to live down there. Tons of chickens, 20s and 30s chickens. We haven't seen any this morning, so we believe there's been a beach cleanup of getting rid of the chickens and stuff. Not sure where they went from here. All right, so we're going to start our walk as we said we were going to do. We can get a little bit of shadowing and stuff here. We're doing this here, hopefully with the sun in the background. You will have times of where the sun is going to be very intense on your eyes, so please get your darker makers. You can see this house is completely gone a few years back, up like 2-3 years ago. Still had on a roof. Someone was still living in the back section. No one is living here at the moment from what I can see. We want to show you what these Bajan homes were like in original days. You know, I'm going to put you on the tripod here because I want to adjust this, my Sky Water Force field, because it's giving me a little bit of a trouble, so I can let you review this here while we talk. Right, so a lot of Bajan homes in Barbados on the coastline were what you had called grand beach homes, especially on this up here and also on the south coast of the island. Beautiful, beautiful homes. They've changed considerably now. Some are now apartments, some are now hotels, some are now condos. This is one of the remaining pieces of land up here that I wouldn't mind having this land, to be honest with you. It is what you had to call exceptionally beautiful. This scenery here is lovely, although the sea is very difficult to swim in up here. There are many days you can swim right here in front of us in this section because it's more sheltered because of the cliff. See, big swells that will come in further down don't generally reach in here, or many times don't reach in here unless it's off the southeast. So you can actually come here and swim a little bit if you want. Remember, do not just swim here if you're not familiar with the sea conditions or anything else, because out here is dangerous. A lot of people have lost their lives on this coastline here, over on Crane Beach, Sam Lords. A lot of beaches up there people have lost their lives on because they paid no respect to the ocean and they say they're going to do whatever they wanted to do, which ended up unfortunately in fatalities. All right, so we're almost ready to go now. I think we're back in position. Hopefully everything will nothing will drop out. All right, we're going to take our descent down here. Just give me a minute. I'm still not quite balanced up. Just let me do another second. I'm not going to edit this out because our journey is about taking you with us. So if you had to stay here while I do my umbrella, so be it. If you were walking with us, you'll be here while I was doing my umbrella. So we're gonna be doing that right now as we move on from here. Beautiful, beautiful morning. All right, just a quick something here to show you. It's not really very interesting to most people, but to me it's interesting. These here are what help to pollinate a lot. The bee will settle in the top here section, and then you will see what will happen when they put the weight on it. You'll see all the pollen starts to come up through the actual flower itself, and that's what you got cross pollination, etc. That's beautiful, beautiful flowers there. You'll find them all over the island like this, and also yellow as well, that are very similar to that. When the bee or whatever comes down onto the actual flower itself, the pollen comes up and sticks it on the bottom. Let's get cross pollination. All right, we make our way down. So this is, of course, very I say dilapidated now. It's the steps and things are not really very safe. So if you're coming up here, just be wary. I don't know if you will come up here maybe just to get a picture or something, but if you are coming up here, please be careful. These steps are risky. They're broken away. The edges are broken away. Some of them are actually cracked and dislodged a little bit, and they're sort of like perched on a little higher rise, so it will easily slip under your feet. But we want to bring you down here so you can see as we're going down, and so you can experience what we're doing. Remember, the Journey 246, our main promotion is via live broadcast. That's promotion of love, of course, in Barbados. Nothing else. We don't do advertising. But our promotion for Love of Barbados is done mainly on lives. However, in areas such as this, the live signal will be gone. Up at the top, you would have got it. As we descended here, it would be going, and as where we're going to be going this morning, it would be gone for sure. So we're going to do this here in 4K. But however, even when we're doing 4K, it's the same thing as our lives, pretty much, set for your presence, because we are going to be talking and walking the same way. You're going to be going step by step with us as we do per normal on the lives. As I said, we don't edit and stuff. It's not really a field that we're interested in going to, because it takes away from what we are trying to do, and that's trying to bring you to Barbados so you feel as though you're actually here with us. You can see how rough these steps are, so be wary, please. Edges have gone. These loose rocks and stuff will pull you down for sure. Remember, if you're wearing beach shoes in Barbados, you can do any of this type of terrain, unless it's very, very sharp coral conditions, which are across this cliff are. But you can use beach shoes as I'm using right now. Very comfortable to walk on this type of terrain. Also going to protect my foot from rocks and any sharp points that are out here. Remember, you can find broken glass. It can be underneath these vines, because someone may have dropped the bottle. You can see that lovely looking cacti that's waiting on you or me, whichever you want to call it. So those kind of things can be underneath grass. You don't see them. They're actually embedded in the grass as the grass comes up at this time of year during the wet conditions and the mulching and stuff. So you would not see them sometimes and walk into them. Very, very uncomfortable, very painful, burn like forever. So just be wary, please. So we're going to take you across here. We have the sun in our back now, which is perfect. Great lighting for this here. As we mentioned, Marco Polo bars, they thought we see monkey running across up there, hopefully. So look at him on the edge. Look, that's the second one in a plane all over that building up there. I don't really want to zoom in. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit and show you, but we're going to zoom right back out. Excuse me, a quick jump, but we just want you to see some monkeys up there playing and having a wonderful time up there in the walls. One of them has just gone on the actual building, jumping all about in the building. Get back onto our focus now though. Alright, so we don't normally do that either, but I said I just want to show you them. Alright, so this little beach here, sometimes a year, if you come down to Foul Bay, you will not know this exists. We've had a lot of movement of sand and stuff due to Beryl, which we talked about in our live vlog. Talk a little bit about this as well too, because you may not see live vlog, but this beach is generally not this strong, not this much density of sand here. It's usually a little bit lower, and sometimes around certain times a year, that cliff there, you actually have to go under it, because all that sand is going to get moved from there, and that's going to form a ledge over there, so you have to go under it. So you will come to Foul Bay many times, and you will walk Foul Bay and not even know there's a beach here, because it will be obscured from vision. So again, another little hidden secret and treasure. Unless you're at Marco Polo Bar or where you just came from, it's a little difficult to get to, especially at high tide when there's a big swell running. We've just come down from up there. That's where we did our first opening session on where we said our Serenity Prayer. Beautiful, beautiful spot. All right, tide, mid now going to high. It was low around 4 something this morning, 4:33, 4:23, somewhere in that time frame. I keep calling different numbers, but somewhere around there anyhow. So right now, of course, it's more like closer to the high than it is to the low. So it's gonna be a little more difficult to get around here. We're gonna time our sets. And not that I can't get my beach shoes wet, because they're laced on, they're not gonna come off, and also they're beach shoes. However, I don't really want to wet them unnecessarily and take a lot of sand with me into the car, etc. So I'll try, hopefully time it and get around here before the next set comes up. You can see all the wet on here, meaning the surge is coming up and going on to this section here. It's beautiful though, absolutely beautiful. The sparkling of the wetness on here, beautiful. Glad we had the 4K, we can show you that. Quite lovely. It looks like a sheet of glass covering the actual coral stone as well. As you know, there's a gentleman who pretty much lives up here. Lives just on the cliff over here in the cave section. So he's been here for many years. I don't know if he actually lives here or if he just hangs out here throughout the entire day. I do know he puts his clothes and stuff to dry there as well too, so it's possible he still lives here as well. You'll find up here also fairly popular with fishermen. Fishermen will come and fish off of here, believe it or not. Yes, it's rough conditions normally, but you can get days where you can certainly fish from here as well. That is the area I would recommend parking in. We did talk about it this morning. I'm going to take you up there because I want to get rid of this thing on my back. I want to get rid of my waistcoat and put my Skywater force field back in the truck. There's really no reason for that right now. So we walk up here and we talk about it at the same time. Beautiful, just beautiful up here. You don't get a lot of people up here unless it's a big bank holiday or something. You will get a couple of locals in the morning who will come out here and do some walking. You may get one or two visitors that will come out here on occasions, but in general, unless it's a public holiday or the weekend, you won't really find people down in here. Maybe once in a while for lunch, to stop on the shade and park and enjoy lunch, etc. But very quiet this morning, very secluded. Beautiful down here though. I think here is relatively safe. Alright, we did talk about here this morning when we were in our vlog. We mentioned to you that this is a place where people come down. I'm parked, as you can see way back. It looked like close to the beach in the other video because I looked from the front, but now from the side you could see I'm very far back from the beach. So hopefully no one was on here this morning chastising me for driving on the sand, which I do not do. But this is the section where you will come down, you take a loop and go back up. We did talk about it this morning, and that was what we said was, be careful, this is dead sand. You can see the tracks in here. Now you can also see the mound of sand over in the center of the screen, but that's slightly to the left of the tracks. That is usually across there. Someone is obviously from the driving and stuff is pushed itself up. You can find days when this is like maybe shin deep. So if you're driving a normal car, a light car, you're right, but a heavier car, even a light car could have problems. You can come down here and stick up right here. So you be careful, make sure wherever you're driving here, you don't see big indents of tires and stuff like that there, and make sure you don't get stuck up here, because if you have to call anyone from up here to come and tow you out, it's going to be a very expensive cost. Alright, manchineels don't only grow on the west coast. We've shown you manchineels, some on the south. We've shown you some as well over on the southeast side of the island. This is the manchineel tree here. Note there's no red loops around them or hoops around them indicating the dangers. So make yourself familiar with manchineel when you're coming to Barbados, because there's no guarantee that you're going to have that red hoop. You will get the red hoop around some resorts, some condos and stuff on the beach. You will find the red hoops on them. However, in general, you will not find the red hoop. So you do not want to be standing under here when it's raining, because the water that comes off will bring off sap that will blister you. You don't want to lean up on this tree or go and sit down on that tree, because if you touch your skin on any of this bark here, you're going to get blistered. You don't want to go and play with the berries on the ground, which look like miniature apples. Also, can kill you. We have known people. I worked in cruise tourism. I also worked in land-based tourism at L.E. Williams Store Company Limited for 14 years. I then went and worked straight into froth and nymphs for another 22, almost 23. And in all that time, I have seen people eat manchineels who have had to be rushed to the emergency services, hospitals, etc. because they went and tried them thinking they were small apples and thought, oh, this would taste good. And you know what, that would happen. It would really in trouble. So beware of the manchineel. Try and indicate them. Get familiar with them, so when you come here you will see them. You don't always get berries on the ground, and if you're not familiar with what the tree looks like, you'll go and take shelter under them, and you will most definitely get blistered if it's raining. They're fine in the dry, but not when it's raining. Alright, so we got here. I'm going to just stop for a minute. This is not an edit. This is just a stop for 1 minute, and then we're going to resume our walk from here, because it's going to be a long one, and I need to get the stuff off my back so I can enjoy this peacefully and just relaxing with you. So I'll be back with you in 1 minute. So our journey continues. All right, I've got rid of the extra weight. I just want to be peaceful and relaxed and completely calm. Check me out now, look, see? I only have on a hat. Everything else is gone, so I can now enjoy myself and really truly relax. You know, it's necessary to take our Skywater force fields with us because we have camera equipment and we don't like to cut our vlogs. We like to continue. So if it had showers on a morning or anything, you know, we are going to definitely continue to vlog through with the umbrella, unless you're talking about storm force winds where the Skywater force field will not suffice. I did use the word umbrella, but we don't use umbrellas, we use Skywater force field. It is specially designed, meticulously created rain device or sun device, depending on what you're experiencing on that given day. It's called a Skywater force field. If you need to get the patent of it, or you can have to pay a lot of money, of course, but if you need to also get one of them, you can always get in contact with Jeannette. She can supply you with that information. Just contact her on her email. Make her busy. She's doing nothing at the moment. Alright, so we walked up here this morning from those cliffs in the distance. That's where we did our live vlog. We walked back in the other direction. Sun is right now to the side and behind us. So we decided we would do is we'd do the beach again, and then we come up through the back section and show you the tracks and stuff, and show you what underneath there looks like as well. That should be very interesting. There are hidden beaches and treasures of Barbados, so you're going to see a lot of treasures as well. Okay, so up here has not really been impacted too strongly. Remember, I always say up here, I'm talking about exactly where we are. Remember that when Beryl came, she came from the south of the island. So the beaches that were the main impacts were like the south and then the west. However, the southeast also took an impact. That will be here as well. You can see the ridges up in front here. That changes all the time. So what you're seeing right there, right now, you can find that at most times a year. However, what it is much stronger. You can see the rise that is in front of like the little trough behind. So all that was probably pushed up here from Beryl. As I said, she came from the south, so the sand would have come from the other end of the beach and come up into this location and being compacted and compressed. I want to kudos whoever is putting up these coconut trees up here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful layout. It should be lovely when that actually comes into a grove. Just stunning. All right, as we go further down now, we're going to see drastic changes with the beach. The beach is slender in comparison to what it is. This ridge that we're walking on right here now would generally be the ridge that would run straight down from us down to that cliff in distance. Cheerio to whoever is leaving Barbados today. Hope you had an amazing time. Hope you'll be coming back to the island fairly soon. Barbados' shores are always awaiting you, so come on back. If you found the magic, you will be back. If you didn't find the magic, you didn't give Barbados the opportunity to show you what she has. You wanted it for what you thought it should be. So that's the only reason you would not come back to our shores, I am sure. All right, so this ridge that we're seeing directly here would have continued in the center of the camera straight down to the cliffs at the end. So what you're seeing, this elevation here, would be right across here, right across. As you will see further on, it goes completely. Where you're actually seeing the sea in the far distance, that would normally be beach. You would not be able to see the sea, could be further out than that there because of the actual shore itself. We're going to walk and talk a little bit more for you. This is one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. One of the most dangerous to swim at, but one of the most beautiful beaches on the island because of its natural growth and because of a lack of any kind of commercialism or structures on the beach section down here, which is massive. You know, so this is one place you can come and really find true Barbados and enjoy and relax. The road from here, if you're going from Curtains up to St.LawrenceGap, to Crane Beach, it's on that long straight. It's on your right, I would say maybe about 400 or 500 yards before you get to the final corner going towards the Crane. You can find it coming off. It's a very rough road though. A lot of people avoid it because of how rough it is. It's drivable and makeable, but you got to take the time because it's full of holes. Very rough for sure, but it's definitely worth the drive down here. As I said, a lot of people drive straight up that road, do not even know this beach exists. So hopefully our vlogs will start bringing more and more of you all here, because this is really a breathtaking place. A place that you can walk with your partner and really find a deep moment. So if you're looking for something like that, you'll come and enjoy it. Again, you can see how bad this beach is beginning to shrink already. You can see how it's beginning to come in completely from where it should be. And that again is because of Beryl. It has grown since Beryl, so you can imagine how bad it was then. I can imagine how bad it was, for sure. Seen up here after Hurricane Allen, seen up here after Hurricane Hugo, seen it after Hurricane David. I know how much sand moves and stuff, but I was a little surprised to see how much it actually moved this time with Beryl, for sure. I didn't expect the cliffs and stuff would have had that. I thought that would have suppressed it a little bit, the surge and thing, but power of nature. We talked this morning about little tree houses and stuff being built out here on these trees area, because this at one time was probably this, Cove Bay and River Bay were the three, Barclays Park and Bath Beach, let me call them all in there, the 5 busiest and most used locations when there were public holidays in Barbados. Big church groups, community groups used to come up here and have big days, just big gatherings of people, have lovely, lovely days. There's some of them that had plateaus on them, like for example this one in front here had a plateau in it looking like a tree house, something like a tree house that has gone down. Likewise, these areas are frequented by a lot of locals. We're going to show you more and more and more. Please don't do this here. If you're coming to anywhere in Barbados and you're taking something with you, please take it back with you. If it's empty, no matter what, just take it back with you. You can find garbage cans around the place, just take it with you. Do not do this here, please. Imagine you're in one of the most beautiful natural terrain areas. I mean, absolutely stunning, somewhere that just takes your breath away, and then when you come around you find something like this here because someone decided they were going to bring water up here and leave the bottle, because you know why? They don't need the bottle anymore. Please do not let this be you. That's such a shame to see that. I know we're going to find debris up here along the coastline, because these southeastern areas like Long Beach and here, just to name 2 of them, trap a lot of the floating debris that comes in. So anything that works its way around the coastline and the currents and the ways the water is running at different times of the year, it's going to bring stuff in its general direction. Also, of course, there's some shipping lines and stuff where people may throw something overboard that they don't want anymore, cruise ships or whatever the case may be, or cargo ships or whatever, and that's going to be washing up here. You'll see a lot of that on the beaches, a lot of wood, a lot of plastics and stuff. Again, some of this here is just being thrown off at the beach and is washed around. Some of this is just being dropped, but please don't contribute to this. Please don't contribute to this. Too beautiful. Enjoy these cliffs. I don't know if the day will ever come, but hopefully it never comes. We talked about it earlier on this morning. Cannot remember the name of the actual resort that was proposed to be built all along this top of this cliff line here. I will see if I can find the link for it for you. I know there are some signs up there as you're driving down. You drive from the actual road down the track down to the parking area. I'm not too sure, I can't remember what it was, but I will see if I can find a link and let you see what it was supposed to be happening, because the entire cliff top would have been a resort. They also had elevators that would bring you down to the beach, to a big beach facility down here. So all this beautiful growth and natural Barbados, well, further on especially, like where we're going, the direction we're going in, would be gone because of the beach facility, and also the resort on the top edge would take away from all the foliage and beautiful growth you're seeing up there. You know, I always say, and I have no problem in saying it, I know my limitations, I know what I can do and what I can't do. I'm not a very good financial person, that goes without saying, but what I can tell you is that I know what I like, what I don't like, what I would like my grandchildren to see. The same as I'm experiencing now. You know, you can't drive through Barbados through a lot of cane fields now. That's something that I used to love to do, especially at this time of year when the canes were becoming ripe and started to put up their arrows. Just beautiful, dancing in the wind and stuff. You don't see much of that now. You've got to drive into the real true country to see that. And what you begin to see now is a loss of all the beautiful coastal areas, especially on the west. You can't really see anywhere at all down there in the ocean unless you're passing a window to the sea, like Payne's Bay, etc. Otherwise, that's all developed. South Coast is similar as well too. So let us try and preserve the southeast and the east coast. I know Palmetto Bay, they were planning to do a resort up there. That would be devastating. That would be horrible. And as I said, there's a planned resort for here as well. It's been in the works for a long time. I don't know what's happening. Don't know if it's still happening, but I hope it does. Never happens, because we need to preserve some parts of Barbados as they are. Remember, there are people that are paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to come here to Barbados, and the reasons that they're coming to Barbados is because they want a beautiful tropical island with some amazing islanders to talk to, some locals and also people living on the island, whether local or not, who've acquired the living style and the attitudes of an island person because they're here and they found the magic and have decided to settle here. So it's the same thing as well. You will speak to them and they will have the same passion about the island, or a similar passion about the island to what we have. But as I said before, we want to have stuff remaining for people to see. You know, people will always be friendly here, or a majority of people will always be friendly here. A loving country. However, if we start to lose our coastline, we start to look like Miami or any of those areas like that there, then what happens? They could just well go to the other countries because we have the same thing. So let us not just think because we have some sand and sea and sun that people are going to continue to come to Barbados. If you build concrete structures all around this island, people are not going to start coming here at all. They're going to stop coming here, the ones that are coming here right now, because all of the charm of a tropical island would have gone. So I don't think there's any money that really can weigh out that there. However, they said, I'm not a financial guru, so I really don't know. All right, we're going up now because we don't have a problem with signal. So we're going to go up in this higher elevation now. We're going to walk by. Majority of out here, see great bush. Bush. You can see it's not a tree. It's bush. So anyone that tells you it's a tree, well, they're not listening to me at all. Obviously, I can't convince them anymore. We did mention about big bank holidays, especially around Christmas and New Year. You're going to find some locals that are going to resort to the beach, bringing their family, or just bring some friends, hang out. Some guys will come down here. I know for sure this coconut grove here usually has people in it who set up the tables, set up their tents, and stay there for the entire weekend or for the days of the bank holiday itself and enjoy themselves. A lot of people take their vacations around Christmas, so to travel and also so they can enjoy this kind of relaxation. However, that would not apply to the tourism industry. So to all of those that work in the tourism industry, whether it be cruise tourism or land-based tourism, we salute you all this morning for your dedication and your love. We know that when Christmas comes, you will all be working and a lot of us will be relaxing. So thank you again for all your service. Thank you for your charm. Thank you for being our ambassadors, because you are the people that will help to bring others back to Barbados again because of your charm, your kindness and your friendliness, your smiles, your laughter, and of course your love. All right, so we were talking about it this morning. This beach right now, from the coconut trees to where it is about half of the beach that is normally here at this kind of elevation. Generally, the sand before Beryl is building again, because I spoke to a gentleman this morning who was been walking here a lot, who was telling me that he's definitely seen the building. So I don't know where it was, but I could see it's building again. All out here, this actual ridge here, he had told me when I was speaking to him, was over head height. So you'd have been walking with no sand here at all, head high ridge going right across here. That would tell you how much sand had gone and how the sand is rebuilding. Again, we were all up there, just like I told you, a straight line to where we are. That would all have been the same elevation you're seeing up there, and then it would have cantered off or gone off at an angle to the actual sea itself. But all the sand is gone. This beach is like between the coconut trees and where this ridge is. There was that additional thing before you got to that type of ridge that went off to the water. So you can see the tonnage of sand that's gone. Imagine how much had gone before it started to replace itself. It's just beautiful though. We're going to accompany higher elevation in a minute, but we're going to stay down here so you can walk in the sand with us and you can see footprints in the sand. You know, God has blessed me, I'll start with me, with finding a new life that came out of COVID. The life that I lived before was dedicated to the service of others and to work for others. This life is about my serenity and my peace and my joy. He's also then blessed me with an amazing family who have stood by me through times that most families would not have stood by someone. So I thank all of them for that. And then he's now brought Jeannette into my life. It's now formed the Journey to 4-6. So God has blessed me all around. He's given me a new life to walk and give away all the blessings that he's bestowed on me. He's given me the foundation of family who stood by me, who understand what I'm trying to do. You know, they may not 100% agree with what I'm doing or whatever. However, they understand and appreciate what I'm trying to do and the dedication that I am to the journey that I'm going on. That is a huge thing. And then he has made sure to give me a super strong heart that's full of love by giving me a partner or bringing a partner to me that has made my life transform. And the level of love that I'm able to generate off now with Jeannette as well is incredible. It's beyond anything that I ever used to do before, because my heart's now contented and happy. Therefore, I'm not just bringing the love they feel in me, my heart is bubbling with the love and it's coming out from there. Beautiful. So there is, right up there where we're pointing at now, you see a maypole capped high. At the base of it anyhow, there's not a maypole up there. There's a bench just up there as well you can sit down on, just in that general area. You can sit down on and relax and watch this entire beach as the sun rises on the morning. Perfect for New Year's Day. Sit down, or if you can come down the beach and hang out with some friends. Whoops! Jeez, I had to run up the beach here. That was coming a little bit fast. I don't want to dirty up my shoes really, or wet them up. I'm trying to keep them dry. Not working very well, but I'm still trying my best to do so. Maybe we have an idea for you. You know, I remember when I was a teenager, we used to go over with a whole set of people. We used to go partying all years night, and then we'd all travel over to the East Coast Road to watch the sunrise. As we mentioned earlier on, depending on where you are on the East Coast, Bashaba, you will not see the sunrise. You will see it over the Rising Over Land, Martins Bay, Concept Bay, they're all over land. You know, if you go in, like say from the Big Rock, Rung Rock on the beach in Cattlewash going northward, you will see the sun rising over the water. However, you go any closer up, like say Joe's River, you won't, because the sun is coming right around to the south. So the southerly section this time of year, as you would also have noticed. Oh my gosh, Jeannette, look at what I found for you. Check it out. You don't normally find blue. This is a very rare thing. I'm going to make sure I put that in my pocket for sure. Don't lose that, because I know she loves them. And you know, I was saying, the sun that comes up more southerly at this time of year. So a place like Raggy Point, good place to watch it. Crane Beach, St. Lawrence Beach, anywhere on this side of the island, Long Beach. Even on the south you can see it rising too. But there's something very special about coming over to this side of the island where there are no buildings, where there are no people, and enjoying a beautiful, beautiful first sunrise of the new year. So something you can do, bring your family, friends, loved ones, bring some food over, bring your party coolers, come over here, pitch your day, because you got shade, you can spend the entire day and have a good time. It's something that's really beautiful. The swimming will not be good, but it's absolutely lovely up here. Come up here to relax. Another piece of blue. Oh my goodness. Well. Whew. This is what you got called treasure treats. Find all different kind of colors all the time. The hardest colors to find are blue and pink. We also have some pink as well that you can find that are absolutely beautiful. I call them pink because I'm colorblind, but I'll tell you that blue and pink, beautiful, beautiful colors. All right, we get an understanding of the sand movement now when we look at this cliff. Look closely at the weathering. This is a way of indicating where sand normally is. Now remember, sand will shift throughout the year depending on the currents and the tides and the swell conditions that come through, tropical systems that pass, or massive. Oh my goodness. Woo! Gee wee, man. Oh boy, Jeannette, I'm getting them for you, girl. Yeah, so the sand will drift at different times of the year. You will find all kinds of white ones and stuff that are not fully prepared yet. The edges are not sharp, they're still rounded, so there's no fear of anyone getting themselves cut on that. But it's still not etched up enough to really make a really good sea glass. Making our way down again. All right, so as we like to tell you, you look at everything around you. All right, we're at the beach. It is beautiful. You have some big surf coming in. You have beautiful blue oceans. You have lovely sand. I mean, absolutely lovely. This is heaven. This is what you got to call a slice of heaven on earth for sure. So you have all of these things that make up, but then there's other things to look at. The things to look at, like for the cliff areas, for example. What kind of cliff is this made up of? Is it loose rock? Is it something that will slip? Is something that's going to break away? You can see little sections like there. We have a lot of lime in it and chalk. That is a section that has been broken away recently. So anytime you see a difference in coloration, there's a reason for it. Similarly, directly on this lower cliff here and on this rocky beach, you will see how it's all bleached out. And that is because that is where the sand would normally be. This beach is that big and strong a beach. So not only is it a ridge back here, but the amount of strength that is lost because of that big surf and stuff from Beryl, and also some swells we've had after that has kept it a little bit more dislodged as well. You will see how high up the sand was. So that gives you a clear indication of the tonnage of sand that has gone from here. As I said, we did a live vlog here this morning. We had to stop further back up because of signal. We do signal checks and we try to work within them. Sometimes it doesn't work, but that's what we try to do. But there's also a cave down here as well. The little one over there. There's also another cave here as well, but there, of course, the sand is driven up in that section, but over here you really can't get to it. But there is a cave down here. Anybody who's familiar with this beach would know as well. But the color will indicate to you where the sand has been, and the weathering has not affected the actual coral. And remember, this, it doesn't mean that it moves today, it moves all the time, but consistently there's usually sand up to where this is, and that is why you will notice this light color, because the elements of weathering, rain, etc. don't get to that part of the cliff, and therefore that is where the sand would normally be. So when you look at them, you look back at this beach, and you see what has happened to this beach. If you look over at the left side, you'll see where that ridge is. There was really no sand here at all, according to the gentleman that told me this morning. He said there were rocks here that were exposed under where I'm currently standing. They are now actually being covered by sand again. So the sand is coming back. Big cheer for that for sure. Talked this morning about the surf break. You can surf a lot of places here because the peaks move around at Foul Bay a lot. However, the main surf break, I say bodyboarding break, will be directly here in front of us. This is where the swell will come off, rebound off the cliff, and form a wedge style break, so you can get a really good surf. Remember though, that unlike some of the other beaches on the island where you will get washed up onto the sand, this is different. You're going to get driven into the sand. You can see that. It's not a case of coming up on the beach. You're going to get driven into the sand. So, as I said, a lot of the Laurier brothers there, they came up here. A couple of them, I think, one broke his collarbone. A lot of guys have had some serious damage up here, and these are pro bodyboarders. You know, really experienced bodyboarders get damaged up here because of how intense and heavy this is. It is very, very powerful. This is really serious. When you get hit with the surf, you're looking for a lot of trouble. Alright, so we're going to make our way back up in the section here. We want to show you some paths and stuff. We're going to show you the other side of Foul Bay. This is the beach side of Foul Bay that we've walked on this morning. And we're still going to be walking on the beach, but we're going to carry you behind to let you see what behind is. We talk about this area here being a +4. When I first started these vlogs, or when we first started these vlogs, a lot of people were upset that I used to say about a +4. Man, you were frightening people unnecessarily. Remember, our ratings of +4s mean that areas are secluded. They have the potential to be hazardous because of the surrounding areas and stuff. So you have to be very careful about what you do. All right, just give me 1 second, I'll be back with you. And again, I have a low memory here. 1 minute. All right, so that really was an edit. The problem is I forgot to take out some videos and stuff that I did the other night. I did some 4Ks up at Carol's by candlelight, but I did not put them up, and I have actually just deleted them so we can continue with this here. It's not a big problem. It'll come again. It's not a big problem. Next year we'll do the whole thing in 4K and you will get all the beautiful feelings and sensations of what was there. Alright, so our walk this morning is taking us behind. Well, we're taking the whole beach, but we want to make you aware of what's up behind here because a lot of people come to this beach and don't understand why we say +4. +4 is only used because the area is very secluded. It's overgrown. Not a lot of people come to this section of this beach, and you can be down here. If you come with you and your partner or you by yourself, you can put down a towel and you can relax and you can go to sleep, and easily like that. It's not a problem. You will go to sleep for sure. So the concern is because of all of this growth that's around the area here and other beaches, that you will find yourself in a situation of where people can get from one end of the beach to you without you seeing them. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. However, that can happen. All the ingredients are here for that to happen. So when you're coming to the beach like this here, if you're coming just by yourself and your partner to walk, take videos, take pictures, sit for a little while and enjoy, fine. But if you're going to go horizontal and relax here for long duration, you're coming to this end of the beach, not the other end where we're apart, but this end of the beach, we use this as a +4. And that is because usually when you have 4 people together, someone is either shaking off a towel, dusting off sand off of someone, putting on suntan screen, you know, getting a drink, whatever the case may be, looking around in general. So someone's usually always alert, which keeps the alert level up. However, if it's just 2 of you, you can drift off, hence +4. So you say a +4 beach if you're coming to spend the day here, and that would be anywhere from halfway in this beach, halfway between here and the cliffs on the other side where we started this morning. We raised a +4 because there's no cars parking behind. Very few people are going to really walk down the beach down here unless they want to be alone, and therefore we recommend you come with a +4 if you're staying. Not if you're walking, not if you're taking pictures. Remember, we're making that very clear. This is if you're staying and reclining, because you could come down here and take pictures. I wouldn't recommend walking too much on the bush, but you can do that if you want. Just be wary of everything around you, but don't come down here and go to sleep with just you and one person, because it's sort of like the elements are here waiting on you. All right, so you can see what we're talking about. Because of the wind direction, all of these trees are being blown back like a spoiler, because up here gets consistent wind from the east, whether it has a little bit of south in it, whether it's all east, no matter what it is, it consistently has wind blowing up here. So a lot of the trees have been blown back towards the cliff area, which forms like a spoiler and gives us the shelter and the area underneath that we can come and enjoy. But absolutely beautiful out here. But you can see it's a well-worn path. A lot of people do walk through here. Some people that just don't want to go in the sun, who just want to get from point A to point B to go and get a surf or whatever. Solid foundation here, a lot more solid here where you can run through. Good morning, how are you going? You're taking in some serenity and peace?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay going on film? All right, we are the Journey 246. So what we're doing is we go all around Barbados and we share love and happiness and kindness and joy with everyone that we come in contact with, like yourself, for example. And this morning we did a sunrise vlog here, live vlog, but then we're doing a 4K of the beach itself and also the underlying tracks, because we want to make people aware of these underlying tracks. You know, because if you go, we tell people about +4. If you go on the other side of the beach down here, it's very, very secluded, a lot of overgrowth and stuff, and people can get from one side to the other and you don't know they're there. So we just giving people a little heads up on that. You're staying in Barbados?
Yes, sir.
Living or?
I'm living here for now. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Student.
Oh, great, man. Well, congrats, man. And I'm glad to see you're exploring. If you look up the Journey 246 on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, we have a map up there, Barbados. We designed it everywhere we vlogged. You can see areas that you probably would not even know exist. Okay. And you can then go and investigate them and enjoy yourself.
Journey 46.
The Journey 246.
The Journey 246.
Right, it's like The Journey. We're all on The Journey. And 246 is Barbados area code. Okay. All right, YouTube. This is a 4K we're doing now, a video, but we did lives. We have 1,500 lives up there, all different areas in Barbados that no one really sees too often. Cool. And we are very heavy into the cultural side, community and any events as well. Enjoy yourself, all right? Yes. Thanks, brother. Come and join us. We need the love. We need the love and the kindness and everything else. So Amen. My name is Nick, all right? Hey, have a blessed Justin. Have a blessed day, my brother. All right, take care, man. Cool. All right, so Justin down here with Ross having a little stroll through here as well. I actually love to see that. I'm going to come back off and give you a little more telephoto so you can take in more. Now, we say 121 steps. When I came down here and did a live vlog, I actually came down the steps of live vlog. Terrible. In the early days, we had no meters. We just did a vlog and then we came back home, saw it was terrible or it was good or whatever the case may be. But now we know we can't come under the areas, certain areas. And even when we get a high signal, just like Carol's, we can't late at night, we had an incredible signal. But the bandwidth suffered because of thousands of people that were videoing. This is 121 steps. Somebody told me, man, there are 120 steps, man. You gotta go back and count them. I am telling you to come back and count them yourself because there are 121. I don't know if you counted the last one on either side, whichever way you're going, but these are the steps you knew what way. But as you can see, even galvanized, because these are galvanized pipes here, even galvanized corrodes in this kind of condition. It's really, really bad. All the joints, wherever they've used, the soldering, but that is the problem. It's the soldering that's actually going, not the piping. The piping, as you can see, fine. There's no rusty elements really on them, nothing that's disturbing. But you can see all of the actual areas that have done welding, which is not galvanized, is going to be starting to go. So a lot of these here, shaky. So when you're coming down, please be wary of them. It is a long come down, but you can park at the top there and you can walk down these steps. You can see them shaking here. And look at the ones all the way up there in the distance shaking as well. So that will tell you majority of the base supports on this here have gone. So be careful when you're coming down here. Don't go and depend on these railings if you're walking down them. The exit we saw from earlier on is like a beautiful, beautiful dark spot. This goes off. This is it here. That's where you can walk right out onto the beach. You would have seen that as well. We've done that before, so we're going to bring you up underneath the cliffs here and let you have a look and see how it is. This is Barbados itself. Imagine this would have been the coastline as you've seen out there, the cliffs. You would have seen the Gothic crane and stuff, taking the battering from the sea conditions. This is what it would be. Remember, we are not a volcanic island, we are a coral island. So we're growing. So as the years go by, what is presently coastline will move in on the inner cliffs. For example, Hackerton's Cliff, that would have been the coastline years ago in Barbados. Is rising out to sea. That's now the high elevation, 750 feet approximately, overlooking the east coast of the island. So that cliff line would have been on the waterfront. The one that's presently on the waterfront, well, as we grow and come up out to sea, that will then become the next Hackerton's cliff line. Obviously not a name, but giving you an understanding of the concept behind it. But again, these are areas a lot of people come, put their picnic baskets and stuff. Maybe not this far away, but it's very similar to this. Again, we're showing you how all the undergrowth under these trees is all cleaned out. And this is natural. This is just where it's growing. And because of the wind blowing other trees backwards, forming this little arch between there and the actual cliff itself. This is the old steps that come down here. Do not come down these now. These you get hurt on. So you could get down here originally, and this is where you would have come down. Steps are pretty much gone now. But that would have been the original way coming down. So any of y'all guys have come down here many times over the years, like I have done, you will remember that there as well. That will be a little memory restirred again in your thoughts. You can see this is not just a track. This is a well-traveled track. There are leaves all over. However, the actual walking section is sandy sand. So you understand this is frequently used. So don't think that when you come to this beach and you're lying on this beach that there's no one near you, because people can walk right behind you. You would not even know. Again, we're not frightening you, but I've survived on this island with certain cautions and certain knowledge of things that are going on. And that is our intention, is to let you know what we have learned through tough lessons, or what we have seen through the times that we have done our exploring. For me personally, I've been exploring from the time I was a little boy, because all of my families used to come to different picnic stuff. I would run off and explore. However, over the years, especially from the time I got my driver's license, I turned into a serious explorer of this island. I couldn't afford to travel anywhere, so every year I had this road map. I used to travel and mark off the roads I was on until I had all of them done. All of them were done. So I've traveled every road in those days, and that being back in the, I would say, mid-80s and so, 80s and 90s. However, since then, because of working in cruise tourism and stuff, I didn't go out as often as I wanted. Sometimes in summer, yes, but in winter it was days and days and months without a day off because of the demands on the cruise sector. So I didn't get out and explore as much as I'd wanted. I did do it whenever I was off. However, since we started the journey, the explorations have become way more intense and more deep, and definitely taking to places that I had not seen sometimes 30, 40 years ago. A lot of beaches that we're doing over the last 4 years, I had not seen for 20, 30 years, and I'm now doing them pretty regularly as well. I'm going to let you stop here for a minute. I'm going to go a little further up here. We don't get this glare coming through here. And I'm going to let you take in some of these natural sounds out here for a few minutes. This is what we like to do when we're on the beach or anywhere at all. So you will understand how peaceful the environment is and how serene and absolutely lovely it is. So just be wary. Like behind these rocks, there's another pathway that goes behind there as well. So just be wary of what you're doing, where you're going, and when you're standing up or whatever. This is beautiful, absolutely breathtaking, stunning. All right, so here we go. We're gonna stop here for a minute. I'm gonna put the camera down the ground so you can get a full feeling of it. Actually, no, it's too low down there. We're gonna look for a little higher elevation here maybe, and we'll hold this for a few minutes. I would say about 30 seconds or so. Enjoy this. You can actually hear the birds, not as many birds as when I was talking, strangely enough. But you can hear the sea pounding out there, thundering in the background. And a lot of the sound is being suppressed by little small sand dunes and trees that are between here and there. No big sand dunes like the Crane area, but they do have some small elevations, as you can see directly behind this growth there in front of us. But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful walk. Absolute pleasure to walk through here and bring this to. We did this once before, I can't remember when. I think we did it in a 4K as well too, because of the same fear of it, but we didn't have the equipment that we have now, and we also are really having a really good time. It's a different style of journey now. It's definitely a beautiful, beautiful journey. Especially knowing that there are thousands of people that find the serenity and the peace in what we're doing. And there are also hundreds and hundreds of people that love us as we love them. I would even say thousands of people, but I'd rather say hundreds right now, because I know there are hundreds for sure. Remember, we don't vlog anymore like we used to. When I first started doing this here for the first year and some, every day, 7 days a week, we were on beaches vlogging. Going to areas that signal was terrible and stuff, but we vlogged every day. We then cut it back to 6 days because I said, I gotta cut this back. I just can't get anything else done because this takes a considerable bit of time, as you can appreciate. And also, We used to answer every comment on Facebook. Many times we would have over 1,000 comments to answer during the course of the day. That was pretty intense. Those things we have changed completely. You know, Jeannette likes to say that we have evolved, and it is true, we have evolved, because we just didn't have time to do what we were doing and to be able to get out there to the thousands of other people that we were not getting to before. So we came off of Facebook and went to YouTube by accident, although Jeannette was behind me to do that for about 6 or 8 months before I actually went over. We went over there because we had no choice. One time we went to a community and we had to go over to YouTube. And when we saw the quality of YouTube, we said, well, no, we're staying with YouTube for sure. I hate to tell you, but she said, I told you so. I want you to see the elevations of the sand. You see, we're talking about the dunes, not having the dunes of the crane, but you can see how high it does go from here. It probably goes up maybe as the bird would fly. If you took a straight line across here, I would say it's about 10 foot higher in the front elevation to where we are, which would obviously protect this back section here. And this is a major system passing by. But it's beautiful. You can see all of the natural things, trees falling and stuff, falling upon themselves and forming supports and foundations for other growing stuff around as well. Really quite beautiful. We're going to take another trip up here and then we're going to come back down. We're going to continue behind here. But I want you to go back up here and see what it's like when you just approach this beach here, you know, from where we are, because you're on a fairly dense growth here right now. It is beautiful and stuff, but I would like you to see if we could get up through a track, because I don't want to go and fight to get through there. Not this time around. We look for another one. Too much bush. If I had all my hikers, I'd be gone. But because I only have all my beach shoes, I have to know where the limitations are. All right, we're going to go over here and show you something really quickly. So even when you're walking through this track here where we are, remember there's another track behind it. So all behind here, there's also tracking as well behind breakaways. These are big pieces of coral that would have dropped off these cliffs. Some of them, well, the sea was receding, or sorry, where the sea was going back because the island was rising, not the sea receding per se. You can see the growth. This is what, you know, little things like this here mean a lot to us. This is a coral stone with all these here are growing out of it. What does this tell you? Life can be hard, but if you want to struggle and survive, you can do that. Find a method. The method could be to come and join us, to walk with us, to let the serenity, the peace, the love and the joy that we try and generate and are generated by others that are on here will be the growth that you need, or the actual fodder, the manure. I don't like to use the word manure because we talk love and thing, but the ingredients is that you need to grow. That sounds a little bit better. Excuse the manure part, can't take it back now. This is one of the very big bush. This is a sea grape bush that's here. Remember the sea grape? A lot of people say that there's some of the healthiest things in the world to eat because the antioxidants, etc. However, I do not like anything that tastes bad, and to me a sea grape tastes terrible. So I do not eat sea grapes. I don't eat sea grape, cashew nut fruit, fat pork, a lot of things like that, sour sop. Yes, I am a Bajan, so don't even question that, because I'm most definitely a Bajan to the core. But I don't like sea grape, but they're supposed to be very, very good in antioxidants and stuff. However, I would recommend just to watch them as ornamental fruit. They're beautiful when they're green, and then go to yellows, and then oranges, and then reds and purples. However, do not eat them. Do not eat them. If you do eat them, and you're like me, you're going to remember, first thing that's going to come back to your mind is an ad from years and years ago. But please, it tastes terrible, but it works. Maybe the sea grapes will help you, but they're going to taste terrible as far as I'm concerned. But it tells sea grapes taste good. It's because they want to be fashionable and agree with everyone else around them. All steps. So these are another way down. This was the safer route coming down. The one I showed you in between here and the big steps is the way we used to come down when we were younger. However, this is the original steps, and they're very broken away and stuff too. So you can come down here if you would like. You can easily get down here, but you have to be very careful. It's like the ones we came down at the very beginning, and there's quite a bit of bush to go through. But there's no necessity to do that, because you can come down in the car park, which is in front of us, and park and walk all this area if you would like. This is something that a lot of you may want to do. Just walk where we're walking, and then walk onto the beach and enjoy the beach as well, because this is quite interesting. There's a lot of beauty down here, and the nature of it, and the growth that's down in here, absolutely stunning. Again, rocks here, solid coral stone, trees coming out of them. You see here tapers back a little bit, doesn't have the straight up cliff that we had seen or me walking by. So again, you could probably make your way down through here if you're in a hiking mood or whatever, and come and enjoy this yourself. A lot of manchineel trees here. Again, manchineel, please familiarize yourself with what the manchineel tree looks like, because if you come under here when it's raining, you're going to get blistered. If you don't get blistered, it's by the grace of God, because any sap that comes off with the rainwater is going to blister you for sure. Remember, you look up and from under one of these here, raindrop goes your eye. I don't have to tell you anymore. Think of how that can be. So exercise caution when it's raining, please. Absolute caution when it's raining. I don't know how many people brought you down behind here to show you this, because this is the beauty of Barbados as well. It doesn't only lie in the beach. It doesn't only lie in areas that are being cosmetically beautified. It is natural environment such as this. Listen to the birds again. You all hear the breeze in the trees, leaves rustling, shadows dancing as we get blown around. It's just a beautiful, beautiful morning. This is so deep and so beautiful and moving for me. Jeannette, when you come back, you're going to be doing this here as well too. We have a lot of plans. We have so much that's going on. A lot of people don't realize how much we have going on. We're not going to tell you either. I've been told by my wife, you have to play life like a poker game. Keep things close to your chest until you're ready to absolutely reveal them. So we have a lot that's going on. If you all think that the journey to 4-6 has stagnated or has gone quiet, I can assure you it is furthest thing from the truth, because we have so much going on. There's so many innovations. My wife is a guru when it comes to coming up with novelty ideas and doing stuff that makes a big, big difference. Look at this here for itself. The beaches, the hidden beaches and treasures of Barbados. This is a treasure. Walking on behind here, absolute treasure. All right, so this is the main car park here. You'll find a standpipe just up in the distance. I can show you what a standpipe is, because I got a brother-in-law that he doesn't know what a standpipe is. I explained it to him and I had to show him. And he and Pom Pom were freaking out that we would just stop anywhere in the road and find water pipe. So a standpipe, someone is up there bathing, so we're not going to go up, but a standpipe is where you get a pipe in that's out of the ground, usually on a sodstone base, as one time used to be, and then sometimes plastered. They were all over the island at one time. Before Barbados had running water in every home, you would find standpipe in every village, numerous standpipes, every village or every residential, not really residential areas, so most of them would have had running water, but in all the village areas would have had it. Standpipe conversations have been an incredible building of Barbados. Let me tell you what that's all about. It's where everyone met with their juking boards, washing their clothes, and gossiped all day long. So standpipes, that is the place. It's like a community center. When a standpipe was there, everyone would come, hang out around it and talk about the family, friends and the loved ones, etc, 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 what kind of day they're having while they were washing their clothes. All right, we thought about the next path we saw we would take you up, because feel this here. I'm not saying anymore. Feel this here. I hope you all had that sensation just now that I had. That was just absolutely beautiful to walk up there. See, one of the benches have been laid here for people who were picnicking and stuff. You'll find these all about scattered behind as well. You'll see the steps that used to lead up to the tree house that was here. They had, I think it was like 3 pallets or 4 pallets that I had put across here, that size. You could come up here and sit down and relax and watch from here, which I'd done many times as well. However, those pallets have come down now, probably just fruit not being maintained and stuff, because you know people put them there and then don't come back here ever again, basically, to this beach. We're going to continue our walk up through here. I know that we saw some folks at the beach I could go and talk to, but we've done a lot of beach work, so if you see them further on, fine. This is something that I didn't expect to see down here, and that was tire marks. But as I said, a lot of these areas here are used for picnics, and especially like on long weekends, vacation weekends, seasonal weekends. People will come and park here and then obviously move their stuff and want to be closer to the cars if they are staying down here. So I wouldn't advocate driving on these beaches, although this is not really where the turtles would be. I wouldn't advocate driving on them. I ought to see hoof prints as well in here as well. Maybe it was a horse down here or something at one time. Looks like a hoof print. But these are areas I wouldn't recommend driving through. This is coming off of the main car park itself. As you can see, you would have to have a fairly good 4x4 to be able to come down in here anyhow, but I wouldn't recommend it, period. Right, we're going to make our way up here. I'll show you where the car park is so that you will see the other car park, because in case you come down in here, you may not know where we are parked. I will take you, we'll walk the rest of the way through the undergrowth, or overgrowth as I told you. You'll walk under the overgrowth. How does that go better? Perfect. So when I was a lot younger, there were a lot more routes that used to go through here to the beach. A lot of different pathways and stuff, but because of the amount of people that are, or the number of people that have reduced coming through here or not using here anymore, you're finding not nearly as many paths, just the major paths are coming through. All right, up into the car park. So this road going up this hill will give you an understanding of what you have to drive on. It is very, very rough up inside, even rougher up inside. Oh, we got some chickens over here. I thought all the chickens were gone, man. How y'all going? Good morning to everybody. Morning. Greetings and love from the Journey 246. Yes. All right then. Good luck, yeah, man, brother. Yeah, man, bringing peace and joy and love to everyone. You having a good day? Yes. And the most important thing is we showing friendly obedience to everybody as well, man. Yes. How are you keeping, my brother? What's your name? Good. I'm Nick.
Bob is the name.
Bob,
Tell.
nice.
Bob Tell, Robert Tell.
Nice to meet you, Robert.
And
Bob Tell.
well.
All right, my brother. You have a blessed day here. All right, man. Yes. Thanks again. Yes. All right, so that is probably the smoothest road coming in here, that section, because beyond that, very, very rough and stuff. So just take your time if you're coming down in here. And remember, respect nature. Don't bring something down in here and leave it. Whatever you bring here, take it back with you. Do not come out here, litter, and make a mess. So we used to have tons of chickens down here. Still got a few. But I'm talking about hundreds of chickens you see out here. Probably now starting to come out, run the cars where they maybe get a little feeding and stuff, but nothing like it used to be. But I'm glad to see there one or two around, because that is a nice little addition to out here as well. So as I said, there are many different ways down to the beach. From right there, there's one that goes through just in front of those cars. There's another one here as well. You can drive around here. Again, just be careful of the dead sand, because sometimes you can get a lot of dead sand down here. All depends on the kind of conditions and stuff that have been experienced. Drive down to that section here. There's a roundabout per se that you can go around trees and stuff and come back out. Again, when you get to the beach side, be careful of the flat sand or dead sand, because you're not going to get out if you get stuck down in here, that's for sure. You have to start looking for all kind of branches and things to push underneath your wheels to try and get some traction, etc. So you see there are paths within paths. There are other ones that skirt just slightly behind the first set of growth, working its way down. We had told you about the areas that people have a lot of picnics. Like up here can get very, very windy and stuff. So the days when it's real windy, you don't want to be sitting with all the blasts, the wind in. If you have food and stuff, sand going in it. So this is a spot that we utilize. As you can see, it's all arched back like a spoiler that we were telling you about before. And this is because of the winds and actually influencing the growth of the trees. So a lot of people will come, put their picnic baskets and stuff under here and relax under the shade for the entire day. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, so you've done the walkthrough of Foul Bay. You had this morning a sunrise vlog. I don't know if you saw that, but if you're seeing this here, you pretty much have covered what we had in sunrise. We had a little bit of more different content of what we spoke about and stuff, maybe in a different way. But you've had this walk with us now. This is our version of the Hidden Beaches and Treasures Foul Bay edition. So we have a lot more, as I said. You know, we have a huge collection that you have not seen yet. We've been working on that feverishly, and that is what's been taking quite a bit of our time, just making sure that we get things in place. Like I said before, this is Jeanette's brainchild. I think it's another amazing enhancement. Her contributions to the Journey 246 have been unbelievably amazing. Her love and her affection and her kindness, her sincerity and her honesty, just like mine. You know, we walk around through hundreds of people, people have fallen in love with her. So much so that the person that started out being the star, who continued being the star for a very long time, did not even get the opportunity to go to star, to co-star, assistant star, supporting cast, nothing. I was dethroned and not right down to just the cameraman. So, from the cameraman, of course, that cameraman being the Beijing warrior who does everything in his power to fight towards positive light, to lead himself towards positive light and follow, for me, God, and carry as many people as I can who are similarly minded in their own direction with us, because everybody's going to their own light. No one is walking to my light. I'm not walking to yours. I'm walking to my light. But everyone is coming to join us, walking towards their own light as well. All of them may be the same light, but we're walking to our own individual light. So hopefully you will feel the serenity and the peace and the love. Hopefully you will come and join us. Remember, we need help to build love, to send out there. This world needs more and more love right now. There's so much hatred, dislike, racism, terrible things going on in this world, all the negative stuff. That is what we are trying to get away from. We're trying to bring you the positive elements and show you that there is something out there called love. To let you see there is something that's genuinely good in this world. This is genuinely good. What we're doing is our passion. It is our drive. We're not looking about making money. This is not doing money. We're retired. We're just looking to heal through sharing and receiving love. So every day, that will be our journey, to share and receive love. So we go out there and we give, but we don't give to get back. We give obviously with the hopes of getting back, but it doesn't make a difference. We give because it's the freedom of giving. Remember, when you give love and you can be open about your feelings about love and about other people, you have a freedom that very few are ever able to taste. When you're able to laugh at yourself, you have a freedom that very few people will ever taste. And when you can go out there in the morning and you can come home and feel to yourself that you've done, you know what you've done is what you were supposed to have done today. You dedicated yourself 100% to it, and you put your head down tonight, you're going to ask forgiveness because there are things you're going to do today. Even although you tried your best not to do them wrong, you're still something that's going to happen. You're going to ask forgiveness. You're going to put your head down and you're going to say to yourself, I have done what I have been asked to do. That is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. When you can express yourself freely. And if you have to bear consequences or because of your expressions, of being free expressions of where you feel, then you have to bear the consequences. Remember, and I'm not trying to relate myself or anyone to anything else, but there are many that have come before us who've given their lives for what they believe in. So there's nothing wrong with us living our lives for what we believe in. Break the chains that restrict you from being free to be who you are. Let people see you, because trust me, people are going to love you for who you are. And if they don't love you for who you are, their love for you was not a genuine love. It was a love so that they can get what they could from you. Have a blessed day. See you all later on. This is Journey 246. It's been a privilege to walk with you. Sorry, Jeanette's not here, but she's here in my heart, and I can assure you she sends her love to you as well. Have a blessed day.